up. It's already 12 p.m. You're so lazy. Stop using your phone so much. Talk to us. You're always on your phone. That's why you're sick. You have no life. Go out. Go do some sports. You're always out with your friends. Go study. Your grades are so low because you never study. Yes, that's right. That's my mom. And every parent in this room always tell me what to do, or even in another language. لك يلا قومي ادرسي شو بدك تكوني رقاصة؟ But, dear parents, we are doing our homework. We are getting good grades. And we are doing activities. So, imagine, just imagine, listening to these sentences on and on, every second of every minute of every day, non-stop. Well, some of you can't. Yes, I'm talking about you, adults. Welcome to the life of my generation, also called the Gen Z generation, which is believed to be the laziest and worthless generation out there, according to the adults and the population, to the point where when we actually do something that is genuinely good and clearly right, it is said to be not our own work. My own teachers did that to me. Most specifically, my English teachers, always asking me, you did this homework on your own? Nobody helped you, not even Google? Yes, I can be good in English and be in a French-educated school. Anyways, all these people follow this one stereotype, this one specific stereotype, forgetting what many of us teenagers have done to raise awareness on important problems on many occasions, but unfortunately haven't been noticed or heard at all. One thing that most of you ignore, again, focusing on you adults, is that us too, us teenagers, have this wonderful ingredient that makes each and every one of you special. This ingredient is what we call ideas. We live in a generation where people are always thinking, so the brain is always processing, which makes it sometimes difficult, some of them, to just sit down, calm down, and as we say, clear our mind. This stimulation is what we call overthinking. Usually, overthinking is harmful for you and takes control of your entire time. But sometimes, this can lead to a revolutionary idea that can, with all its simplicity, change the world. Here's, for example, one of the most famous climate campaigners, Greta Thunberg, who became well known after protesting outside the Swedish parliament back in 2018, holding a sign saying "School strike for climate," when she was only 15 years old. Her small campaign had a global effect, inspiring thousands of young people across the world to make their own strikes. And by March 2019, more than 2 million students across 135 countries had joined her movement by skipping school to protest. This same year, she received one of 3 Nobel Peace Prize nominations for climate activism after sharing her most famous speech. She angrily told world leaders that they're not doing enough. You come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. Jalen Arnold is another young person who has changed the world by advocating for bullying prevention. As a child, he was often bullied because he was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome. Instead of fighting back with his hands, he took a bold stand with his ideas. And at the age of 8, created Jalen's Challenge Foundation that educates the public, 1, about his diagnosis, and 2, how to prevent bullying in different situations. With his motto, "Bullying No Way," he aims for a change with one simple concept: acceptance of who we are. The more we understand each other, the more we will love the differences we have and the similarities we share. Here's another young courageous girl, Malala Yousafzai, targeted because she's a girl and shot on her way to school by a gunman because it was considered wrong for her to get an education. And yet she survived to become a passionate advocate for women's right to education. Here's another young girl, Marley Diaz, noticed that most children's books are not culturally diverse and launched at the age of 11 the hashtag 100 Black Girls Books Twitter campaign to help and donate books that would help Black girls feel seen. This list goes on and on and on. These teens represent barely 1% of all the youth who have changed this world these past few years. Of course, let's not forget here at home our amazing speakers from this year and last year who had the courage to come on the stage and share with you their own ideas. Also here at home, we have you, the adults. You were once like us, teenagers who wanted to have fun, to always go out, to basically do whatever you want, right? These two youngsters right here too. These two lived the traumatizing war like you. These two ran away from the bombs like you. These two feared for their life every day like you. And yet, they kept their heads up and kept on going and fighting to follow their ambitions and dreams in order to become who they are today. A successful doctor and a successful managing director, who I can call with a huge smile on my face, my amazing parents. And they and you had the brilliant idea to have children, even in the most unstable country. And thank God for that, we wouldn't be on the stage today. So, what did Greta, Malala, Marley, Jalen, Ren, and Maroon have in common? Ideas and courage. And what do we, the Gen Z generation, the TikTok generation, the cell phone generation, the apocalyptic room generation, the techno and house generation have in common with you, dear adults? We have the same powerful ideas. We have the same passion, and we have the same courage. We were the ones who took on the streets in October 2019. We are Athora. We are the ones who cleaned up our broken Beirut after the massive explosion. We are the ones who leave the country to study abroad or to stay in Lebanon to study. And yet, we never, ever gave up on our land. So you see, dear adults, we are the light even in the darkest times. On that note, thank you for listening.